Hey, you guys, it's Denise Walsh here. Welcome to day 2 of the Stop Sabotaging Challenge. Today, we are going to talk about social media, TV, influences of things all around us that are absolutely impacting us on a subconscious level and are one reason we may be sabotaging. And so, before we jump into today's content, I'd love for you to say hi below, tell me where you're from, and your kind of favorite way to self sabotage, something you kind of feel like you fall into the most. Because over these 5 days, we're going to learn why you do it, how to stop it, and how to finally finish what you start. Now, over the next 2 days, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'll be going live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern instead of in the evening. And then on Thursday, I will be going back live in the evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, but I'll be doing a webinar about our nervous system. So this is a really fascinating concept, and we kind of lead up to it throughout these 5 days because our nervous system is what keeps us in chaos or in calm. And so be sure to register for the webinar on Thursday night. You'll be getting a Zoom link emailed to you, as well as it will be pinned to the top of this group. So you can be sure to stay tuned to that webinar. If we can hack our nervous system, you guys, and if we can retrain our nervous system to get out of fight or flight mode, self-sabotaging will be a thing of the past. So I am from Colorado. Her self-sabotage is beating myself up when I make mistakes and then struggling with confidence for fear of messing up again. Ooh, maybe a bit of perfectionism. I think a lot of us have struggled with that. Thank you so much for sharing. And maybe even this idea that messing up is bad or wrong or says something personal about me. And none of those things are true, right? Because messing up or failing forward, as they say, is a part of life and is a learning step in the process. So, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So, I think let's dive in really quick to the self sabotage content for today, which is social media and movies and things we read, the music we listen to. As you heard in the training, our subconscious is listening to and kind of gathering like millions of bits of information per second. And what it wants to do is it wants to align us with the environmental average. We cannot differentiate, our brains cannot differentiate between a real, an imagined, or a screened event. So it will look at the screen, it will look at the social media friends and the kind of drama that may be spewing out there, and it's going to deem it normal. And it's going to say, hey, this is the tribe that I want to be a part of. And it's going to subconsciously impact us because whether we like it or not, our subconscious goes, oh, this is our tribe. Our tribe lives in drama. Our tribe is consistently complaining. Our tribe is someone who's never satisfied or, complains but doesn't do anything different. Or our tribe is overweight and addicted to sugar. Or these are some things that our tribe is doing. And you can say whatever you want, right? But if your subconscious wants to fit in, it's going to automatically drift towards that tribe. The other thing to consider is when we're watching movies or on social media is the impact that it has on your nervous system. And again, we'll talk more about this deep dive on Thursday night for our hour-long training. But your nervous system can get triggered into fight or flight mode. And when it's triggered into fight or flight mode, blood goes from our brain to our limbs, and like we're not thinking, and our body isn't working right. Our gut isn't digesting food correctly. There's like so many of us who are living in chronic stress, living in fight or flight mode. If you have been in freak out mode or fight or flight mode for more than like 3 years, I want you to say that's me in the comments below. In fact, I was talking to a client today who said, I can't even imagine not living in fight or flight mode or chaos mode. But what we do in 90-day U-turn, and when you're living in fight or flight mode, this is when you make the easy decision, right? Instead of the long-term decision. And so what we do in 90-day U-turn is we work to get out of fight or flight mode and into rest and digest. And to tell us about her experience in 90-day U-turn, we have Miss Chrissy. So big Dream Life welcome to Chrissy. Yay, the crowd goes wild. If you guys have any questions for Chrissy or about 90 Day U-Turn, post those in the comments below. But Chrissy, I'd love to have you introduce yourself a little bit. You are in the certification and business program as well, so you're being certified in all of the content. But I'd love to hear a bit about you and then why you said yes to 90 Day U-Turn. And then we'll get into your favorite part.
Certainly. Thanks for having me. So, my name is Chrissy, and I live in northern New Hampshire, and I have been in the field of human services for over 20 years. I started in 2000. I got my bachelor's degree in human services, and then many years later, I thought I wanted a career change. I got a master's in education and worked for higher ed for a few years. And then I found myself kind of thinking, you know what, I want to go back to social work. I want to go back to doing what I love. And so I started my MSW. Almost done that. And I'm a school counselor now, and I absolutely love what I do. Having said that, I still felt like there was more, like I was stuck. I am one that is constantly looking for growth opportunities. Anybody that knows me personally or professionally knows that I like to be busy. I like to just do better. And really, the underlying part of that is imposter syndrome and fear that I'm not good enough, so I need to continuously like educate myself and find ways to be more skilled or whatever, and just fear that people might not think that I'm capable of doing the work that I'm doing. So there was a lot of internal struggle that I was dealing with. And so when I learned about 90 Day U-Turn and the feeling of stuck, and that's what I felt. No matter, like, I had a million different plates go in the air, like doing a million different things, and I still felt like nothing was really gaining traction or building momentum, and I just felt kind of stuck. So I went into 90 Day U-Turn with that thought process. I'm confident professionally, but I'm not confident personally, and that was really holding me back. So that is why I decided to jump into 90 Day U-Turn.
Awesome. I love that. You are already in the helping professions. You already work with people, but you wanted more tools to your toolbox. But what I love about this program is you don't just learn the tools to use with your clients, but you actually implement them yourself. So you got to have some massive shifts and changes before you even got certified. So you're already, number one, you got to see shifts, and number two, you're able to implement it quickly with the people you're working with. So I'd love to hear about your experience in 90 Day U-Turn over the past 3 months.
Incredible. Like the shifts that have happened for me on a personal level are just amazing. And I like myself, which I've never have. I've always struggled with self-esteem and confidence issues since I was a little girl. I was able to talk about things that I've never actually said out loud. There's something to be said when you're with a community of women that are on a similar journey as you. Like, we all have our own goals. We're all working towards different things, but we're all there for similar reasons. And there's nothing like the support of, your fellow women, like helping you build you up and kind of talk about some of these really vulnerable things. It's not therapy at all, but it's really forward thinking and helps you think differently. And that's what I really enjoyed.
So, an e-course is when you get content and you do it at your own time. A program is when we actually talk through it together. So you get content that you listen to at your own time. You get a PDF workbook that you can fill out at your own, about your own life. But then we meet each week for accountability and a place to talk about it. And like you said, you're able to talk about things you don't really get a chance to talk about in your normal everyday life because it's intentional, powerful conversations. And so how did those intentional, powerful conversations help you build that confidence?
So we're really just peeling away the layers of just stuff that I just haven't really thought about or talked about or dealt with. And so it just allowed me to accept things, parts of myself that I've always never really accepted. And then, like, I think it was week 3 that we had to like write a letter to our old self and then ask, like, talk about our strengths and ask friends and family what they thought our strengths were. And I mean, that was super powerful for me. And it's not easy to put yourself out there and ask for that. But it was really, I feel like that was when the first shift happened for me, was that
Yeah.
week.
I love that. Within just a few weeks, onion layers are starting to fall off. And like you
Mhm.
said, it's not necessarily therapy. We're not doing trauma work, but
Right.
so much healing happens here when we
Mhm.
gain clarity on what we want. We build our belief that it's actually possible, and then we are held accountable to taking steps in that direction. When you first started, I would say this is my impression, right? You can let me know that you had lots of plates in the air.
I
And so
did.
it was a lot of like, ha, 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 okay,
Mhm.
what's that?
Mhm.
That kind of thing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
throughout the weeks together, I felt you become more present,
Mhm.
more focused, more secure. Tell me a little bit about how you experienced that.
Yes, and that's the best way to describe it. I feel like I'm way more calm and at peace with just everyday life, and I think it's the combination of the meeting of the community every week. It's the content that's delivered, and then it's intentionally using the skills that you teach us. And that hypnosis piece for me has been really, really good at night. I use it as part of my bedtime routine, and then journaling in the morning are two really huge takeaways for me that have helped shift my mindset. And again, just believing in myself and liking myself. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like just I always portrayed this sense of confidence in my professional life, but personally, I never had that. And it just
Mm.
this work has helped me get there.
A sense of calm. That's a beautiful way to put it. And when you're calm, you can actually hear yourself think.
Mhm,
You can hear from your heart. You can finish things because you're
mhm.
not so scattered. How has your family or friends or professional work people have noticed this sense of calm in you?
Well, I'm not running around like crazy lady anymore, and, like, I'm very, I have, like, a list on my fridge that tells my family what I'm doing or whatever, and it just this has helped me kind of just organize my life and be more present when I am present because I'm not being pulled in 50 million different directions, and I'm very, strategic in what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and that's been very helpful for me to be more present when I'm with them.
Yeah, they feel like they've got Chrissy back.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah, and so because you're becoming a support coach in the next round, which is really fun because you get to practice facilitating, you practice working with clients who are in the program. You meet with them once a week to practice this the clinical skills, and that's part of the certification process. But you also are already working with people at your school counseling
mhm.
position. Have you been able to implement anything that you've learned with the 90-day U-turn with your kids at school?
Yeah, the I mean, the whole the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, the thought traps, and taking them captive, and then kinda going through that has been super helpful. Um, Great, and then also just mindfulness and just being
Yeah.
present in the moment, right? Like, we're not doing hypnosis in school, but, like, just being mindful and grounding ourselves, and journaling. And, I have journal prompts. I started a girls group, that's focused on, self-esteem and confidence and body image, and so, some of that, stuff too. So, yeah, it's been super helpful.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, it's so fun to see the content be not just beneficial for you personally, but you're able to utilize it with anybody that you meet and in any position that you're in and immediately take it and use it with the girls at school. And so, what are you excited about being a support coach in the next round?
Oh, there's so many things. Like, this has just been a dream of mine for a long time, and it goes really hand in hand well with, social work, right? It's very similar in that sense. And so I'm just excited to just start meeting with people, one-on-one, and I love group work. I've learned from this process that I love group work. So I'm excited to, implement my own 90-day U-turn and start doing that. I'm really excited about that, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's so cool, you guys, for as a coach to see who, because coaches come in and they've done 90-day U-turn themselves, right? So they know what to expect. And then they see newbies come in and they know what they're about to experience. And it's really exciting for us to see those people going through the 90-day U-turn process start to heal through those onion layers, understand a bit of why they are the way they are, and choose a new thought process or a new belief, or um, choose to utilize a skill that brings and relights their spark. We see sparks lit within the first few weeks and radical shifts within the first 6 weeks. it's really powerful. So support coaches get to ride alongside clients on that experience, which builds a lot of coaching confidence along the way.
Yeah.
So what would you say? Oh, go ahead.
No, I would say, yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. So what would you say to somebody who's like, all right, I'm feeling stuck. I don't know what I want right now. I don't know if I want to be a coach, but I don't really know. I like, I don't know what I want. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I just don't even know. That's part of the pivot process, right? Is all I know is I don't want to be here anymore. What would you say to somebody who's currently in that space?
Invest in yourself. Consider 90-day U-turn. It's an investment in yourself, and allow yourself to just learn and learn from the others and be part of a community that's bigger than you, and and use that to help you with your growth, whatever that looks like for you. But my biggest thing is it's investing back in me, and when I'm better, I can do better, and I can put my best foot forward in anything that I do. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So when sometimes people will say, well, I don't know what I want. How can I work towards it? And I say, well, don't worry. That's kind of the whole point of the group is to help you gain that clarity, right? And
Yeah.
we go through a lot of different clarity exercises at the beginning. So you don't need to have it all figured out before you join. Part of the process is to help you gain clarity, help you to relight that spark again, figure out who you are again, what you really want, and then gain the tools to go get it.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
for
do you have
sure,
a
and
favorite?
that's one thing it did for me, sorry, was the
Yeah.
clarity piece, huge for me.
So, yeah, I was just going to ask, what was your favorite piece of the puzzle for 90-day U-turn?
I would say the clarity piece, like, really just giving me that focus, because as I said, I had so many balls in the air, so many plates, or if you will, and I just didn't everything was important, right? And it just really helped me kind of laser focus and figure out, okay, what am I going to focus on that's going to help me build momentum? Like, naturally, it's going to kind of snowball into something else, into something else. So that piece has been my biggest takeaway of the work that we did.
Awesome, which impacts everything.
Mhm.
Because once you're in Dream Life Pathway alignment, it's like game over. You've
Mhm.
already won, right? Because the how starts to show up for you. It's not about if or when. It's not about if, it's when. Like, you know what you're working towards, and it's just about figuring out a way to make it so. So we align the Dream Life Pathway, head, heart, feet. Do you know what you want? Do you believe it's possible? Do you know how to go get it? And by the end of our time together, you have figured all of that out. So then it's go time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty
Awesome.
powerful.
It's so fun. Well, if you want Chrissy to be your support coach in the next round, comment my turn below and I'll reach out and let you know a bit about this next program. It opens, the doors open on Thursday, and our first meeting will be April 23rd, where we meet at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays for 12 weeks. And it's a community that, like, I don't know, it's I feel like we all just want to give each other bear hugs afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, it's a community that is a super special place to be, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. So comment my turn if you want to learn more about this next round, and be sure to hang out with us as we go live each and every day this week, answering your questions about overcoming self-sabotage and designing a life you love. Thank you so much, Chrissy.
Thank you.
Oh, I got a question real quick. This is a good one. How is 90 Day U-Turn different from other coaching programs out there? Well, there's a few things I'll say that 90 Day U-Turn is different. It's not just an e-course. It's not just something where you buy the content and you listen to it whenever. We actually have a community and we have accountability. So the goal is that you do the exercises and you will experience the shifts because of that. And then I also I'm a clinical psychologist, so I combine clinical psychology, quantum physics, success principles, and a lot of different things in kind of together, woven throughout, to help you gain more healthy habits, but also learn how to take your thoughts captive. Are you thinking about what it is that you want? The heart space is about belief, but it's also about forgiveness. We do a lot of forgiveness work there. And then feet is a lot about time management. And like Chrissy has said, she's created new strategies to help her live life better. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be intentional. And those little small shifts can make a huge difference. So we work on all three of those things: mindset, heart space, and action. And when you are in that alignment, we say the how starts to show up for you. So I hope that's helpful. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chrissy, for sharing your story and experience today. I'm excited for you to be a support coach. You are a natural already, and the clients who are in this round are definitely going to benefit from connecting with you and having you be a part of the program. So have an awesome day, you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.